Imagine a treasure trove brimming with untold riches. Oil, gas, minerals, and marine life abound. This is the West Philippine Sea. Its shimmering waters hold the key to a prosperous future for the Filipino people. For years, however, a shadow loomed large, threatening to claim this bounty for itself. China, with its insatiable appetite for resources, cast a covetous gaze upon these waters. Its vessels encroached, its claims expanded, and its grip tightened. The future of the Philippines, its economic independence, and its very sovereignty hung precariously in the balance. But hope, like a beacon in the night, emerged from an unexpected source. A leader with the courage of his convictions dared to stand against the encroaching tide. China's ambitions in the West Philippine Sea were no secret. For years, the world watched as China steadily increased its presence in these contested waters, asserting its dominance with a mix of military might and strategic construction. The West Philippine Sea, a vital maritime region, became a focal point of geopolitical tension. Their vessels, like ironclad dragons, patrolled disputed waters. These ships, equipped with the latest technology and weaponry, were a constant reminder of China's growing naval capabilities. The sight of these formidable vessels sent a clear message to neighboring countries. China was here to stay, and it would defend its claims with unwavering resolve. They built artificial islands, transforming reefs into military outposts. These man-made structures, complete with airstrips, radar installations, and missile systems, were strategically placed to project power and control over the region. The construction of these islands was not just an engineering marvel, but also a bold statement of China's intentions. The message was clear: this sea, rich in resources, was theirs for the taking. Beneath the waves lay vast reserves of oil and natural gas, as well as abundant fishing grounds that were crucial for the livelihoods of many. China's actions threatened to monopolize these resources, leaving other nations scrambling to protect their interests. The Philippines, facing this behemoth, seemed outmatched. With a smaller navy and limited resources, the country struggled to assert its own claims in the face of China's overwhelming presence. The Philippine Coast Guard, though brave and determined, found itself in a David versus Goliath scenario. Its economy, its military, its very existence paled in comparison to the rising superpower. Many feared the worst. The economic disparity between the two nations was stark, with China's booming economy dwarfing that of the Philippines. This imbalance extended to military capabilities, where the Philippines' defense forces were significantly outgunned and outnumbered. Would the Philippines be forced to relinquish its rightful claims? The question loomed large in the minds of many Filipinos. Diplomatic efforts were made, but the power dynamics were heavily skewed in China's favor. The fear of losing sovereignty over their own waters was a constant source of anxiety. Would its future be held hostage by a more powerful neighbor? The historical context of territorial disputes added to the gravity of the situation. The Philippines had faced similar challenges in the past, but the scale and intensity of China's encroachment were unprecedented. The stakes were higher than ever before. But amidst the fear and uncertainty, a spirit of defiance began to stir. The Filipino people, known for their resilience and unwavering love for their homeland, refused to surrender their birthright. Grassroots movements and public demonstrations became more frequent as citizens rallied to defend their nation's sovereignty. The Filipino people, known for their resilience and unwavering love for their homeland, refused to surrender their birthright. This deep-seated patriotism was evident in everyday life, from the bustling streets of Manila to the quiet rural villages. The sense of community and shared identity strengthened their resolve, and at the forefront of this resistance stood a leader, determined to reclaim what was rightfully theirs. This leader, with a vision for a free and sovereign Philippines, inspired hope and unity among the people. Through impassioned speeches and decisive actions, they galvanized the nation to stand firm against external pressures and fight for their rightful place in the world. Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., the newly elected president, understood the gravity of the situation. He was acutely aware that his every move would be scrutinized not just by his countrymen but by the entire world. The weight of history and the expectations of the future bore down on him. He knew that the fate of the Philippines rested on his shoulders, The archipelago, with its rich history and diverse culture, was more than just a collection of islands. It was a symbol of resilience and hope. It was a daunting task, a challenge that would have made lesser men falter. The seas around the Philippines were stormy, both literally and metaphorically, with geopolitical tensions rising and natural disasters looming. But Marcos, emboldened by the hopes and dreams of his people, refused to back down. He drew strength from the unwavering support of the Filipino people, who looked to him with hope and determination. He embarked on a bold and unprecedented diplomatic offensive. He knew that in order to secure the future of his nation, he needed to build bridges and forge alliances. He rallied international support, reminding the world that the Philippines was a sovereign nation with rights enshrined in international law. He spoke passionately at international forums, making the case for his country's rightful place on the global stage. He strengthened alliances, forging partnerships with countries that shared his vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific. These alliances were not just about military strength, but also about economic cooperation and cultural exchange. Marcos's message was clear: the Philippines would not be bullied. He stood firm in his resolve, delivering speeches that resonated with the spirit of independence and self-determination. It would not surrender its territory or its resources. The natural beauty and wealth of the Philippines were to be protected at all costs, for they were the heritage of the Filipino people. It would stand firm, defending its sovereignty against all odds. The flag of the Philippines waved proudly, a symbol of the nation's enduring spirit and unyielding resolve. Marcos's bold stand was not just a political maneuver, it was a declaration of the Filipino people's unwavering commitment to their land and their future. The stakes were astronomical. Experts estimated the value of the West Philippine Sea's natural resources to be in the trillions. Oil and gas reserves promised energy independence. Mineral deposits held the potential to fuel economic growth, and the rich fishing grounds were vital to the livelihoods of millions of Filipinos. But China was unwilling to relinquish its grip easily. The negotiations were tense, fraught with brinkmanship and veiled threats. The world watched with bated breath, wondering if diplomacy could prevail or if the region would descend into conflict. Through it all, Marcos remained steadfast. He refused to be swayed by pressure or intimidation. He knew that the future of his nation, the well-being of his people, depended on his resolve. The West Philippine Sea is not just a geopolitical chessboard, it is a region rich in natural beauty and resources, a treasure trove that has been the subject of much admiration and contention. The sea's vast expanse is home to a myriad of ecosystems, each playing a crucial role in maintaining the balance of marine life. It's a vibrant ecosystem teeming with life. Beneath its azure waves lies a world of wonder where schools of fish dart through the water and colorful coral reefs stretch as far as the eye can see. These reefs are not just beautiful, they are vital to the health of our oceans. Its coral reefs, some of the most diverse on the planet, provide habitat for countless species of fish, crustaceans, and marine mammals. These reefs are living structures, built over millennia by tiny organisms called coral polyps. They offer shelter and food to a vast array of marine life, creating a bustling underwater metropolis. Its depths hold vast reserves of energy and minerals waiting to be sustainably harnessed for the benefit of the Filipino people. The seabed is rich with oil and natural gas, resources that could fuel the nation's growth for decades to come. However, tapping into these reserves requires careful planning and a commitment to environmental stewardship. Marcos, a visionary leader, understood that this natural bounty was a gift, a legacy to be preserved for future generations. He recognized the importance of balancing economic development with environmental protection. His vision was not just about exploiting resources, but about ensuring that the benefits were shared by all Filipinos. He pledged to protect the West Philippine Sea's environment, ensuring that its resources were managed responsibly and sustainably. This commitment led to the implementation of various conservation programs aimed at preserving the delicate marine ecosystems. Efforts such as reef restoration and the establishment of marine protected areas have been crucial in maintaining the health of these waters. He envisioned a future where the Philippines would become a leader in marine conservation, setting an example for the world to follow. By fostering international cooperation and investing in scientific research, the Philippines aims to develop innovative solutions to the challenges facing our oceans. This vision is not just about protecting the environment, it is about securing a sustainable future for all. Marcos's unwavering stance resonated far beyond the shores of the Philippines. It sent a powerful message to the world that even small nations could stand up to larger powers, that international law mattered, and that aggression would not be tolerated. Countries across the globe, inspired by Marcos's courage, rallied behind the Philippines. They condemned China's actions, calling for a peaceful resolution to the dispute. The international community, recognizing the importance of upholding the rule of law, stood in solidarity with the Philippines. Marcos's victory was not just a victory for the Philippines, but a victory for all nations that valued sovereignty, freedom, and the peaceful resolution of disputes.